Hello friends, welcome to my lectures. Today we are going to discuss about vitamin K. As we all know that vitamin K is one of the fat soluble vitamin. There are four fat soluble vitamins are there, A, D, E, K. From that let us discuss about vitamin K. So vitamin K, as I said, it's a fat soluble vitamin. So this vitamin mainly comes in two forms. So vitamin K1 and K2. So the main form of vitamin K1 is also called as phylloquinone, and this is the major form of vitamin which is found in plants, particularly in green leafy vegetables. So vitamin K1, it is also known as phylloquinone, and it is derived mainly from green leafy vegetables, and it's from plant origin. And the other type is vitamin K2. It is also known as menaquinones, and these are found mainly in animal origin, that means animal foods and also fermented foods. These menaquinones can also be produced by bacteria. So this bacteria which is present in the human body. So these are the two main forms of vitamins. So that is phylloquinones, also known as vitamin K1, and menaquinones, also called as vitamin K2. Let us see the functions of vitamin K. So vitamin K is necessary to produce prothrombin. So prothrombin is a protein and it's a clotting factor, and this clotting factor is important in blood clotting, as well as it is also important for metabolism of bone. So newborns, means immediately after birth, newborns normally receive vitamin K injection. So in order to protect them from hemorrhagic disorders. So vitamin K may also help to keep blood pressure lower by preventing mineralization. Mineralization means it helps to absorb minerals into the body. So where minerals build up in the arteries. So this enables the heart to pump blood freely through the body. So vitamin K is also helpful to keep blood pressure in control. And increased blood vessels of vitamin K have been linked with trusted source, improved episodic memory in older adults. So vitamin K is also important in order to maintain memory in older adults. That means in order to prevent dementia disorders, vitamin K is helpful. And there appears to be a correlation also between low intake of vitamin K as well as osteoporosis. So in order to prevent osteoporosis, this osteoporosis we also studied in vitamin D as well as calcium deficiency. So in order to control osteoporosis, also vitamin K will be helpful. So these are the functions of vitamin K. So overall vitamin K is necessary to produce prothrombin, which is a clotting factor, and newborns usually we provide them with vitamin K injection soon after birth in order to protect newborns from hemorrhagic disorders. And vitamin K is also helpful to maintain our blood pressure normal values, and also increased blood levels of vitamin K also it improves memory in older adults, and also it helps to prevent osteoporosis. So these are the functions of vitamin K. So in short, you can also see the functions of vitamin K here. So vitamin K benefits blood clotting. So it helps to control bleeding. So in short, the health benefits of vitamin K, as we discussed earlier: it prevents osteoporosis, it reduces the clotting of blood, it reduces excessive menstrual flow, it prevents internal bleeding, it reduces PMS symptoms, and it relieves nausea during pregnancy, and it prevents hemorrhagic disorders among babies, and it prevents biliary obstruction. It protects the immune system, thereby it helps to fight against infections, and also it regulates the blood sugar. And let us see the absorption and transport of vitamin K. Vitamin K of dietary origin is absorbed in small intestine. Like other vitamins, this vitamin K also will get absorbed in the small intestine in the presence of bile salts. In mucosal cells of intestine, absorbed vitamin K is incorporated into chylomicrons. That means once vitamin K is absorbed from the small intestine, it will be converted into chylomicrons, and thereby it reaches liver after entering into hepatic circulation through the lymph, and liver distributes this vitamin K to other tissues, and it rarely accumulates in liver and peripheral tissues. So this is about absorption and transportation. So vitamin K, so whatever we consume in our diet, it will be absorbed in the small intestine in the presence of bile salts. After that, this absorbed vitamin K will be converted into chylomicrons, thereby it reaches the liver through lymphatic circulation and it gets stored in the liver. So from the liver, vitamin K will be distributed to other tissues. So phylloquinone, also known as vitamin K1, this is found in plants. We have already seen in introduction part. So when people eat it, bacteria which is present in the large intestine convert this vitamin K1 into its storage form, that is K2, and it is then absorbed in the small intestine and stored in fatty tissue and in the liver. And sources of vitamin K. So food sources of vitamin K, as we have seen earlier, it is among plant sources, it is present in all green leafy vegetables. So these are all green leafy vegetables are the natural sources of vitamin K. So green leafy vegetables including collard, turnip greens, kale, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, lettuces, soya bean and canola oil, and salad dressings which are made with soya bean or canola oil, and fortified meal replacement shakes also are rich in vitamin K. And menaquinones rich sources are natto. That means natto means fermented soya bean is called as natto, and smaller amounts in meat, cheese as well as eggs. So these are the plant sources as well as animal sources. So to see some sample content of vitamin K, 10 sprigs of parsley, it contains 90 micrograms of vitamin K, and a 3 ounce serving of natto contains 850 micrograms of vitamin K, and then a half cup serving of frozen and boiled collard greens contains 530 micrograms of vitamin K, and 1 cup of raw spinach contains 145 micrograms, and 1 tablespoon of soybean oil contains 25 micrograms of vitamin K, and a half cup of grapes contains 11 micrograms of vitamin K, and a hard boiled egg also contains 4 micrograms of vitamin K, required daily allowances. So among women who are aged 19 years and above, they should consume 90 micrograms of vitamin K per day, and men, they should take 120 micrograms of vitamin K. Deficiency symptoms of vitamin K. So deficiency of vitamin K leads to hemorrhage. As we have seen in the functions of vitamin K is necessary for the formation of prothrombin, the clotting factor. So since there is a deficiency of vitamin K due to prolonged deficient intake of vitamin K, it leads to hemorrhagic disorders. It leads to uncontrolled bleeding through nose. So bleeding from nose is called as epistaxis, and also bleeding also may take place into gastrointestinal tract. So this condition can be treated successfully with intramuscular injections of vitamin K. And among adults, vitamin K deficiency, it rarely occurs because no, every day in our diet we consume plant foods as well as animal foods we take. And also, as vitamin K is a fat soluble vitamin, that means it will get stored in the presence of fat. So in our body, fatty tissue or adipose tissue is present. So vitamin K and also all no, fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K will be stored in the fatty tissues. So the deficiency of vitamin K will be rare. However, if we don't take no foods which are rich in vitamin K for a prolonged period of time, and also if we take antibiotics, so because of intake of antibiotics also, vitamin K no deficiency will occur, because these antibiotics no, along with the destruction of the microorganisms, it also destroys the bacteria or the intestinal flora present in the intestine. So this intestinal flora also is helpful for the formation of vitamin K. So as the intestinal flora is getting no, destroyed, so vitamin K deficiency will occur. And so the deficiency signs and symptoms, if you see, so a longer time for blood to clot or a prolonged prothrombin time. So blood test if you do, so there will be PT time, prothrombin time will be prolonged, and there will be no, frequent bleeding can be observed, bleeding or hemorrhaging, both the same. And then osteopenia or osteoporosis will occur. So these are the deficiency signs and symptoms of vitamin K. Hope you understood about vitamin K. Thank you.